My name is Sarah Mitchell. I am 29 years old. And right now, I'm going to tell you about the day my baby shower became a nightmare. It was supposed to be the happiest day of my pregnancy. My mother-in-law had planned everything. Flowers everywhere. A 3-tier cake. 50 guests laughing and taking pictures. I was 6 months pregnant, wearing a white dress, feeling my baby girl kick inside me. And then, a stranger walked through the front door. No one knew who he was. No one invited him. But he walked straight toward me. He pointed at my stomach. And in front of everyone, he said something that made the entire room go silent. He said, "That baby you're carrying is mine." My heart stopped. I couldn't breathe. I looked at my husband, Daniel, standing across the room. His face had turned completely white. And that was only the beginning. Before I tell you what happened next and what my husband did that shocked everyone in that room, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, would you trust your partner if a stranger made an accusation like this? Now, let me take you back to that day. The morning of my baby shower, I woke up feeling like the luckiest woman alive. I met Daniel 4 years ago at a coffee shop. He spilled hot coffee on my laptop. I yelled at him. He apologized by buying me a new laptop and taking me to dinner. 3 years later, he got down on one knee at that same coffee shop. It felt like a fairy tale. But here's the truth I didn't tell anyone back then. Daniel's family is wealthy. Not comfortable wealthy. Generational wealth. The kind of wealthy where people have summer homes in 3 different countries and trust funds they don't even remember exist. I grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment above my father's auto repair shop. When Daniel first brought me to meet his parents, his mother looked at my shoes. Not my face. My shoes. Then she looked at my hands. Then she looked at her son like he had just told her he was joining the circus. They tried to be polite. At first. But I could feel it in every conversation. Every holiday dinner. Every family gathering. The way they would switch to French when they didn't want me to understand what they were saying. The way his mother would compliment my bravery for showing up in a dress that wasn't designer. Daniel always defended me. Always. But I could see the cracks forming. And then I got pregnant. That's when everything changed. His mother started calling me 3 times a day. Are you eating the right foods? Have you chosen a hospital yet? Have you thought about what the baby's last name will look like on paper? At first, I thought she was excited. But then I realized the truth. She wasn't excited about the baby. She was worried about her family's reputation. What would people say if the Mitchell heir came from someone like me? I tried to ignore it. I told myself that love was enough. That Daniel and I could build our own world, separate from theirs. But I didn't know that someone was already building a different world for us. A world made of lies. And on the day of my baby shower, those lies came crashing through the front door. The party started at 2 o'clock. By 3, the house was full of laughter. My best friend Emma had organized games. My mother was crying happy tears in the corner. Even Daniel's mother was smiling a real smile, not the tight one she usually wore around me. I remember thinking, maybe they've finally accepted me. I was wrong. At exactly 3:47 in the afternoon, the doorbell rang. Emma answered it because she was closest. I heard her say, "Oh, are you a friend of Sarah's?" Then I heard footsteps. Heavy footsteps. Men's dress shoes on hardwood floor. The man walked past everyone. Past the gift table. Past the cake. Past my mother. He stopped directly in front of me. He was tall. Clean-shaven. Expensive watch. He looked like he belonged in Daniel's family's world. I had never seen him before in my life. He looked down at my belly. Then he looked at my face. And he smiled. Not a friendly smile. A smile that made my skin crawl. "Sarah Mitchell," he asked. I nodded. My throat was dry. "My name is Marcus Webb," he said loud enough for everyone to hear. "And I'm sorry to do this here. But everyone in this room deserves to know the truth." I heard Emma say, "What is he talking about?" Then Marcus Webb turned to face the entire room. He raised his voice. And he said the words that destroyed my world in 10 seconds. "That baby Sarah is carrying is mine." For 3 seconds, no one moved. No one breathed. Then the room exploded. I stood up. My legs were shaking. That's not true, I said. My voice came out smaller than I wanted. I don't know this man. But Marcus didn't back down. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a folder. I knew you'd say that, he said calmly. So I brought proof. He opened the folder and started handing papers to people. Medical reports, he explained, showing the timeline of our relationship. DNA match probabilities. Dates of appointments at a clinic I had never heard of. Then he pulled out his phone. And these are photographs of us together. From our trip to Miami last February. He showed the phone to Daniel's mother first. Her face went pale, then red. Then she looked at me with eyes full of disgust. I didn't understand. I had never been to Miami. I had never met this man. But the photos looked real. Too real. I could see my face. My hair. A dress I didn't own. Someone was saying, look at the dates. She would have been 2 months pregnant. Someone else whispered, so the baby might not even be Daniel's. I looked around the room. 50 people. 50 faces staring at me. Some confused. Some shocked. But most of them looked like they believed him. I opened my mouth to speak. But before I could say anything, Daniel's mother stepped forward. Her face was hard. Cold. The way she looked at me in the beginning, before she learned how to fake kindness. You brought shame to this family, she said. Her voice was quiet, but everyone heard it. You brought shame to my son. To our name. Then she turned to Daniel, who was standing frozen near the window. Divorce her, she said. Before the baby comes. Before this destroys everything we've built. And then, the floodgates opened. Daniel's father stepped forward. I warned you about her, he said to Daniel. I told you she wasn't one of us. His aunt, the one who always hugged me a little too tight, suddenly had a different face. She trapped him with the pregnancy, she said to someone next to her. I've seen this before. Girls from her background, they know exactly what they're doing. His cousin Mark, who I had helped find a job 2 years ago, looked at me like I was garbage. You should be ashamed of yourself, he said. She played him from the beginning. Look at those photos. You can't fake that. Poor Daniel. He trusted her. The baby probably isn't even his. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. I wanted to disappear into the floor. But my body wouldn't move. My legs were frozen. My hands were shaking. The baby was kicking inside me hard, like she could feel my fear. Then Daniel's mother spoke again. And this time, her voice was final. Sign the divorce papers tonight, she said to Daniel. Or you are no longer a Mitchell. No inheritance. No family. No name. Daniel's father nodded. She's right. Choose. Your wife or your family. The room went silent again. 50 people waiting. Watching. Marcus Webb standing near the door with a small smile on his face. I looked at my husband. The man who spilled coffee on my laptop. The man who got down on one knee in a coffee shop. The father of my unborn daughter. And in that moment, I was terrified. Not of the stranger. Not of his lies. Not of the family turning against me. I was terrified that Daniel would choose them. Because why wouldn't he? They had given him everything. The houses. The cars. The money. The future. What did I have? A 2-bedroom apartment above an auto repair shop. A pregnant belly full of a baby they called the Mitchell heir, like she was a business deal. I opened my mouth to make it easier for him. To say, it's okay. I understand. Choose them. But before I could speak, Daniel moved. He walked past his mother. Past his father. Past Marcus Webb. He walked straight to me. And he didn't say a word to anyone else. He just took my hand. Then he turned to face his family. And what he said next shocked everyone in that room. I'm not signing anything, Daniel said. His mother's face twisted. Daniel, don't be foolish. I said I'm not signing anything. His voice was louder now. Stronger. I don't know who this man is. I don't care what papers he brought or what photos he's holding. He turned to look at Marcus Webb. The stranger's smile had disappeared. You walked into my house, Daniel said to him. On my wife's baby shower. In front of my family. And you lied. Marcus opened his mouth. I have proof. You have fake proof, Daniel cut him off. And I'm going to prove it. If you walk out that door with her, his mother said, her voice breaking, you lose everything. The house, the business, your inheritance, everything your grandfather built. It all goes to your cousin. Daniel looked at her. For a long moment, he didn't speak. Then he said something I will never forget for the rest of my life. Then I guess my cousin is a very lucky man. His father stepped forward. You're throwing away your legacy. For her? For a woman who betrayed you. Daniel looked his father in the eyes. You've been waiting for this, haven't you? He said quietly. A reason to get rid of her. A reason to pretend you were right about her all along. His father didn't answer. Here's the truth, Daniel said, raising his voice so everyone could hear. My wife didn't betray me. But you did. All of you. The whispers. The comments. The way you treated her like she wasn't good enough. He turned to face the entire room. 50 guests. His family. The stranger. I don't know why this man is here today. I don't know who sent him. But I promise you this, I will find out. And when I do, everyone in this room is going to know the truth. Then he turned back to me. His eyes were wet. So were mine. Come on, Sarah, he said softly. Let's go home. And without looking back at his family, he walked me out of that house. Past the cake. Past the gifts. Past 50 people who had judged me guilty without a trial. We sat in the car for 20 minutes before either of us spoke. I couldn't stop crying. Not sad crying. Relief crying. Fear crying. All of it mixed together. I swear to you, I said finally, my voice hoarse. I have never met that man. I have never been to Miami. I don't know how he got those photos. Daniel reached over and put his hand on mine. I know, he said. I've always known. But your family. My family, he said, and his jaw tightened, is going to regret what they did today. The next 3 days, Daniel didn't sleep. He hired a private investigator. He pulled security footage from every airport, every hotel, every clinic that Marcus Webb had mentioned in his fake medical reports. And he found something. The photos, the ones Marcus showed at the party, were edited. Deep fakes. Someone had taken pictures of me from social media and superimposed my face onto another woman's body. But that wasn't the biggest discovery. The biggest discovery came on the third night. Daniel's private investigator tracked Marcus Webb to a hotel across town. And when they confronted him, he broke. Not because he was sorry. Because he was scared. Marcus Webb confessed to everything. But here's what Daniel didn't expect. Marcus didn't act alone. Who paid you? Daniel asked. Marcus didn't answer. Who paid you? Daniel asked again. Louder this time. Finally, Marcus looked up. And he said 3 words that made Daniel's blood run cold. Your mother did. For a full 10 seconds, Daniel didn't move. Didn't blink. Didn't breathe. Say that again, he whispered. Your mother, Marcus said. She contacted me 3 months ago. She paid me $50,000 to destroy your wife's reputation. The medical reports were fake. The photos were edited. She told me exactly when to show up and exactly what to say. She said you would never choose your wife over your family, Marcus continued. She said once the accusation was public, you would have no choice but to divorce Sarah. She said it was the only way to protect the family name. To make sure the baby wasn't born a Mitchell. Daniel's voice cracked. My mother wanted me to abandon my pregnant wife. My child. To protect the family name. Marcus nodded. She said a child from someone like Sarah would ruin everything. The inheritance. The social standing. The reputation. She said it was better to destroy Sarah now than to let the baby destroy the family later. I wasn't there when Marcus confessed. Daniel told me everything when he came home that night. He sat on the edge of our bed, held my hands, and cried like I had never seen him cry before. Not angry tears. Grieving tears. Because he realized that day that his family, the people who raised him, the people who loved him, had tried to destroy the woman he loved. And they had almost succeeded. 1 week later, we went back to his family's house. Daniel didn't call ahead. He didn't warn them. He just showed up, with me by his side and a folder full of evidence in his hand. Daniel, his mother said, standing up. I didn't expect. Save it, Daniel said. His voice was cold. I had never heard him sound like this before. He opened the folder and pulled out Marcus Webb's signed confession. He threw it on the coffee table in front of his parents. "Read it," he said. His mother's face went pale. His father picked up the papers. As he read, his expression changed from confusion to shock to something I couldn't name. "Daniel," his mother said, her voice shaking. "I can explain." "Explain what?" Daniel shouted. "Explain how you paid a stranger to destroy my wife? Explain how you tried to take my child away from me? Explain how you stood in front of 50 people and called the mother of my baby a liar." His mother started crying. Real tears this time. "I did it for you," she said. "For this family. You don't understand what people would have said. A child from someone like her." "Someone like her?" I spoke for the first time. My voice was quiet, but everyone heard it. "You mean someone who wasn't born rich? Someone who actually worked for what they have?" Daniel stepped forward. He looked at his father first, then his mother. "I trusted you," he said. "Both of you. I trusted you with my wife, with my child, and you tried to destroy them." His mother reached for him. "Please, don't," he said, stepping back. "Don't touch me. Don't call me. Don't ever come near my wife or my child." His father stood up. "Daniel, think about what you're doing. This is your family, your blood." Daniel looked at him for a long moment. Then he shook his head. "Blood doesn't mean anything," he said quietly. "Loyalty does. Love does. And you showed me exactly where your loyalty is." He took my hand, and for the second time in 1 week, he walked me out of that house. But this time, we never looked back. That was 3 years ago. We don't live in the big house anymore. We don't drive the expensive cars. We don't go to the fancy dinners. But every morning, I wake up next to the man who chose me when choosing me cost him everything. And every night, I put our daughter to sleep in a room filled with love, not lies. Daniel's family tried to contact us. Letters, emails, even showing up at our door once. But Daniel never wavered. He told them the same thing every time. "You made your choice. Now live with it." Some people say family is everything. And I used to believe that. But now I know the truth. Family isn't about blood. It isn't about money. It isn't about what name you carry or what house you live in. Family is about who shows up when the world turns against you. Family is about who holds your hand when everyone else is pointing fingers. Family is about love that doesn't break when it's tested. My name is Sarah Mitchell, and this is my story. If you made it to the end of this video, you're the kind of person who believes in love over lies, loyalty over blood, truth over convenience. Like this video if you believe Daniel made the right choice. Subscribe if you want more stories about love, betrayal, and the truth that sets us free. And comment below, would you have chosen your spouse over your family?